My husband suggested we try cooking separately for a month since we had such different tastes. He stopped finding it funny by week 3. 5 years of marriage, and we've always eaten together. I cook Tuesday through Saturday, he handles Sunday and Monday, and weeknights usually mean one of us folding into whatever the other has made. It worked fine, I thought. Then his college friend visited last spring, and the two of them spent an entire weekend making elaborate Korean barbecue and fermented things and dishes that required equipment we didn't own. Marcus came out of that weekend lit up in a way I hadn't seen before. He started talking about his palate, about how he'd been compromising for years on spice levels and flavor profiles. I'm a straightforward cook. Mediterranean-leaning, lots of vegetables, technically sound but not adventurous. He started saying my food was beige, not meanly, almost affectionately, but repeatedly. So in August, when he proposed a month of culinary independence, each of us buying, cooking, and eating our own food, full separation, I agreed. It sounded reasonable. I had my preferences. He had his. Why not honor that honestly? I set a grocery budget of $280 for the month and stuck to it with a spreadsheet I built in an afternoon. Marcus shops the way he experiences everything, enthusiastically and without a plan. Week 1, he came home with roughly $190 worth of specialty ingredients for 3 dishes he'd found on YouTube. Gochugaru, fish sauce, specific cuts of meat from a market 40 minutes away. He made one impressive dinner, left the rest of the proteins in the fridge, and forgot about them. Week 2, he discovered that cooking for one person is genuinely different than cooking for 2. Proteins come in sizes intended for families. He threw away more than he ate. He started ordering delivery on the nights the cooking felt like too much effort, which became 4 of 7 nights. I, meanwhile, was having an unexpectedly good month. Turns out I'd been quietly scaling my recipes for 2 people when I only actually wanted half that quantity. I was eating exactly what I wanted, spending less, wasting nothing. I started a sourdough starter I'd been putting off for 2 years. Week 3, Marcus asked if he could have some of my bread. I said no, genuinely, not to make a point. I'd made exactly enough for myself and I wanted it. He looked at me like I'd done something strange. I reminded him we were in separate food arrangements. He'd proposed this. The deliveries got more frequent. I tracked his approximate spending not to judge him, but because I was genuinely curious. By my estimate, he was at $340 and we weren't done yet. Week 4, I came home to find him sitting at the kitchen table looking at his banking app with the specific expression people make when math has betrayed them. He looked up and said, "How are you doing this?" I asked what he meant. He said he'd spent more in 3 weeks eating solo than we typically spent together in a month and a half, and his food wasn't even better. Half of it was delivery containers in the recycling. I turned my laptop around and showed him my spreadsheet. Every purchase itemized, nothing over budget, a running total in the corner. He was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "You've been doing this our whole marriage, haven't you? Tracking all of it?" I said yes, not secretly. I just handled the grocery budget, and he'd never asked to see the mechanics of it. He'd assumed our financial ease was a natural condition of our combined income. He hadn't considered that ease was something I'd been building and maintaining quietly for 5 years. He asked if we could go back to cooking together. I said yes, with one condition. He'd sit with me when I did the monthly budget from now on. Not to be managed, just to understand what he'd been opting out of knowing. He agreed without hesitating. Last Sunday, he made that Korean barbecue again, this time inside our actual budget, using cuts he'd learned to substitute without losing the flavor. He was proud of it, and he should have been. I made the bread. We ate at the table together, and it tasted better than anything from either of our solo months. Some things look like independence, but they're actually just isolation wearing a more flattering name.